Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Michelle Ferguson and I'm the crochet pattern designer of Two Brothers Blankets. Today I'm going to teach you how to crochet the Alpine stitch. This is a beautiful stitch that uses a combination of double crochet and front post double crochet to create this wonderful texture. For this tutorial, I'm just going to use a spare ball of yarn that I have. This is some Swish worsted from We Crochet, and I have an H5mm crochet hook. This is the Furl Streamline Wood hook. I'll link both of those in the description. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, for my variation of the Alpine stitch, I'm going to start with a starting chain of an odd number plus 2. I like to start my Alpine stitch with a double crochet foundation row. Sometimes you'll see it with a single crochet foundation row, and in that case you would do an odd number plus 1. But I'm going to start with a double crochet row, so I'm going to do an odd number plus 2. So I am going to chain 23 to start. All right, I've completed 23 chains. I'm going to flip my chains over so that I can work into the back bump. And then I'm going to do a double crochet in the third chain from my hook. So I've got my hook here, and then I've got my next chain, which is the second chain from the hook. And then the next one is the third chain from my hook. So I am going to work into that back bump and do one double crochet. And then I'm going to do a double crochet in each chain across. And I should have 21 double crochet at the end of the row. All right, I've completed my double crochet and I have 21 across. Now I'm going to start my next row. So this row is going to be a row of single crochet. So I'm just going to chain 1 and I'm going to single crochet in each stitch across for a total of 21 single crochet. All right, I've completed my second row. This is going to be the back side of my work. So my single crochet rows are going to be facing the back side, and my double crochet rows are going to be facing the right side. So now we're ready to start the next row. For the next row, I'm going to do a long chain, which is where I pull up a loop about the length of a double crochet, and I chain 1 and turn. To start, I'm going to do 1 double crochet in the first stitch. And then for the next stitch, I'm going to do a front post double crochet stitch. So I'm going to be working around the double crochet from row 1, this second one right here. I'm going to yarn over. I'm going to insert my hook behind that entire stitch. Then I'm going to yarn over and grab my yarn and pull through. I have 3 loops on my hook. I'm going to yarn over and pull through 2 of those loops, and now I have 2 loops on my hook. I'm going to yarn over and pull through both of those loops. I've just completed a front post double crochet stitch. Now I'm going to do a regular double crochet into the next stitch, and then I'm going to do another front post double crochet stitch. So I'm working around the next double crochet from row 1. I'm going to yarn over, I'm going to insert my hook behind the whole stitch. I'm going to yarn over and pull through. I have 3 loops on my hook. I'm going to yarn over, I'm going to pull through 2. Now I have 2 loops on my hook, and I'm going to yarn over and pull through 2. And I'm going to do that pattern all the way to the end. So I'm going to work 1 double crochet and then 1 front post double crochet. And then 1 double crochet and 1 front post double crochet. And I'm going to do that all the way to the end, and I'll meet you there. All right, I'm at the end, and because I worked an odd number of stitches, I have 1 stitch left that is not part of the repeat. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do 1 double crochet in that stitch. And I just like to do it that way because ending with a front post double crochet stitch makes my edges all wonky and not pretty. So there is row 3. I've got 21 stitches alternating double crochet and front post double crochet. Now we're ready for our next row, and that's going to be a single crochet row again. So I'm going to chain 1 and turn my work and do 1 single crochet, in each stitch across. All right, I've completed my single crochet row, and I'm ready to start my next row. So I'm going to do a long chain and turn my work. Now we are going to do the opposite of what we did for row 3. We're going to work a front post double crochet around that double crochet from row 3, the regular double crochet. So I'm going to yarn over, I'm going to insert my hook behind that stitch. I'm going to yarn over, I'm going to pull up a loop, 3 loops on my hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Now I'm going to do a double crochet in the next row. The next stitch. And then I'm going to do a front post double crochet around this double crochet from row 3. So now our repeat is front post double crochet rather than the other way around. So I'm going to insert my hook, yarn over, insert my hook behind the stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And then I'll do a double crochet, and then another front post double crochet. So you're working around the regular double crochets of row 3. So I'm going to go ahead and finish out to the last couple of stitches in this row. All right, I have finished up my repeats of a front post double crochet and then a double crochet, and I have 1 more stitch left again. So for this one, I'm going to do a double crochet in the last stitch, just like before. Now that means I have 2 double crochet here on the end, but that's okay because once you get going into the alternating of the front post, you will barely be able to see that. And I just think it looks a lot better like this than if I ended on a front post double crochet stitch. So I do the odd number so that the edges are a lot more straight and clean. So now we're going to do another row of single crochet. So chain 1, turn, work 1 single crochet in each stitch across. All right, I have completed my row of single crochet. Now I'm ready to start on my next row. So I'm going to do a long chain and turn. Now we are just doing repeats. So we are going to do a repeat of row 3, which started out as a double crochet, 1 double crochet in the first, and then a front post double crochet in the next. So from here on out, you're just going to be repeating 3, 4, 5, and 6. Rows 3, 4, 5, and 6. So it'll be a row of double crochet and front post double crochet, then a row of single crochet, and then the next row will be starting with a front post double crochet and double crochet, and then you'll do another row of single crochet. And you just repeat that all the way as far as you want to. And you'll get this nice texture. Let me show you a swatch I have. Here is a finished swatch. As you can see, you can't really, it's not real noticeable that I did the 2 double crochets, and it all is just very straight and even. You'll notice with this swatch, it's curling. So for this one, what I did was I pinned it down on a foam board and steamed it a little bit with my steamer. And that will help it lay flat. It does curl a little bit when you're working in rows. You could also, for my project that I used this stitch for in the book that I'm writing, I do a ribbed trim at the bottom, and that really helped it to lay flat too. So you will notice a curl. That's okay. You can block it out or add a trim or whatever you need to do. But yeah, I'll write the written instructions down for you so you know which rows to repeat as well. If you have any questions, just let me know in the comments. I hope you'll like this video and subscribe to my channel, and thank you so much for watching.